Health and wellness check-in for this past week. I'm going to do in a little bit of a different format this week. I'm going to summarize health and wellness, my health and wellness for this past week, running Monday, 22 January 2024 to today, Sunday, 28 January 2024. So health in terms of social, mental, and physical. It was good. It was balanced. I got out and did a little bit more this week. For the social stuff and social interactions. Mental, it was good. I've been working through stuff and trying to figure stuff out. Like, is my writing and publishing on Wikipedia? If I do cover the same race with like one of my athletic performance contextualizations here on YouTube, like something that I've like been thinking about but I haven't really ever addressed, now I'm trying to address, is like, if I cover something that I haven't written about on Wikipedia here, like, does that matter? Like, is there a difference in coverage? It'd be cool to cover it here and then talk to some of the people I talk about and be like, was it different when I wrote and published about it on Wikipedia? Or somebody else wrote and published about it on Wikipedia and I cover it here? And like, that kind of thing. Is it different? Is there a different like legacy to what I do, kind of thing? So I've been working on that a little bit. Reading, taking some of the athletic performance contextualizations and working them into my physical routine. And I pick up peanut shells this afternoon. I got bumped back to later in the day because I went and got some new running shoes, which is going to be the second part of this. And it's very much, it's all three categories with the running shoes. And so yeah, I've made all my workouts this week thus far, kind of thing. So physical was good. And now it's doing something different. I went and I got new road running shoes today, and I tried earlier in the week, and then I got partway there and realized they didn't open till 11, and it was like 10:20 something, and I was like, maybe I'll wait till the weekend, but I still want to get it done by the end of the weekend, so I did get it done. As I am filming this, Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, am filming this on Sunday, 28 January 2024. This is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi. And so I went to the store. I got there in a little bit before it opened, and I ended up having to park approximately 0.4 miles away on Sunnyside, which is actually, I used to work at Green Lake at Evans Pool as a lifeguard and swim instructor. And so I parked on the street and I was like, Sunnyside, I used to park here when I worked here. And then I walked over, so it was 0.4 miles walking each direction. And I got there a little bit early, and I was standing out front. I was kind of like waiting for it to open, and two birds perched on the tree, and I was like, they weren't scared of me, and I was like, I brought up Arna Anderson to them, and they were not afraid, and they just looked at me. I was like, you're Arna's birds, aren't you? So this pair of shoes, you know, they're like, it's for Arna Anderson, a Swedish runner, 1940s, 1950s, male Swedish runner. I am female, she, her, hers. Okay, so I get to the store. I'm greeted by a couple of workers, and a woman, Samantha, helps me through this process of, they did measurements on my feet, fittings, like, so like length, width, stability, arch height. They took video, they had me walk on a treadmill and take video footage of my Achilles, and yeah, and my feet are the same length, so same shoe size. My right foot is a little bit wider than my left foot. My arches are lower than average, meaning my feet, like the thickness of the feet, and they're shorter than average. So they might, the length might be bigger, and I might be taller than average. I'm approximately 5 feet 7.5 inches tall, but my feet are actually shorter. I was chuckling on the inside about that one. Oh, and they had me step on this. They had a couple of devices I stepped on to take measurements and assess my feet health and I guess leg health in that sense too. And like took my foot and arched it, like brought my heels up each heel one at a time as high as I could, and yeah. So it was really formal. It was really quite cool. I had not been shopping at Roadrunner Sports before, and I got a gift certificate from my Aunt Annette to go. She's like, go get yourself a new pair of shoes, or a pair of shoes or two, or some Sauconies and stuff. And I was like, well, I just need shoes right now, so I'm just go through. And so they, per my specs, my measurements and fitting and stuff, they came up with some shoes they thought would fit, and I got to look over the wall, and they brought out the Samantha, so just the one, but there were two workers when I got there, male, female, per, I could tell, so they, okay, we'll just use they, and so she brought out these are what I got. She brought out the Brooks Launch 10, the Brooks Ghost 15. I think she pulled those out because I had seen them on the wall and I like this. The Saucony, and a Hokia brand, and then, but she went back for the Saucony, and she went back for Brooks Levitate 6. And so I tried on the Brooks Launch 10, the Brooks Ghost 15, the Saucony, which I don't remember the make, that's the make, I guess I don't remember the model, and the Brooks 6 Levitate, and the Brooks 10 Launch, which is the pair I got. They had a thinner sole, so this is, I'll show you. It's not unboxing because I put them on in the store and that kind of stuff, but you know, like, so here it is. Here they are. Look at those beauties. Brooks 10, and the model, is right, launch, and then they also have it on the tongue of the shoe, launch. 10. And here's the woman's 8. B is width, shoe width. And so these are the shoes. They are beautiful. And I could not have asked for a better brand before I describe their difference from the other ones. Look at this. Design. I am a Seattle child. Seattle's my hometown and my American hometown. Okay. Brooks is headquartered in Seattle. These shoes, designed in Seattle. Okay. I mean, how cool is that? Local shoes for the Seattle child, for this local runner. You know, okay. I just like, you know, Seattle pride. Okay, I get a run from shoes from my own city. That is not something everybody can say, especially for big brands. So these in the Brooks, so this is the Launch 10. These in the Brooks Levitate 6 were the thinner soled. The Brooks Ghost 15 had thicker soles, and they were a little bit too thick for me. And these in the Levitate felt better on the feet than the Ghost 15. However, with the Levitates, I felt a little too high off the ground, which if I feel too high off the ground, it affects my center of mass, my balance when I'm out there running on the road. So I try to have thinner soles, so it's closer to what it's like when I'm barefoot. It's easier for me to balance my weight that way. And the Saucony were the, if I had chosen a pair to like to wear around the house for the day, the Sauconys were like they were like very cushiony. I was like, maybe not for running, trading, like for trading out on the road, maybe not so much, but they were beautiful and they were very comfortable. Versus these in the Levitates, the Launch and the Levitates were like training shoes. The Ghost Brooks and the Brooks Ghost 15 and the Saucony were more towards the like, I could wear them during training, but I've had problems with thicker soled shoes. The problem I have with thicker soled shoes is I run on the roads and there tends to be curbs, and when I go to jump up onto the curb, maybe the curb's only like 3 inches, you know. So when the sole of the shoe is like half an inch to an inch thicker. I actually have to adjust my stride height to be higher to make the jump to the curb. And I used to have a pair of Nikes that had thick soles. I actually had a few pairs of thick-soled Nikes. And I would actually sometimes catch the bottom of the shoe on the curb and not fall, but tumble a little, like get off balance, and trip, but not fall. I would catch myself, but still I would trip. So I tend to go with thinner sole because it's closer to my feet and I don't have to adjust how I run. The running actual like height of the legs, it takes a lot of energy out of myself if I have to do that. So that's why I went with the thinner soled. So yeah. And that was with the Levitate and with I felt higher off the ground. I'm like, well, some people like to wear higher heels, or they wear heels for height, and some people choose thicker soles for stability and stuff. Like, I could be a klutz if they're too thick, you know, right? If they're too tall, I need thinking of my own health and my own, you know, dangers I pose to myself. Staying closer to the ground is better for me. Speaking from experience. And I've also run into problems with the thicker sole of hitting the insides of my legs. So thinner soles, less shoe there, less chances of me hitting the inner sides of my legs with my feet. Okay. So multiple factors speaking from experience. I have fallen while running before, but nothing like the injuries I have sustained in soccer and swimming. Yeah, kind of thing. So, so that was that. It was a wonderful experience. The price range was $100 to $110 pre-tax, which is incredible. I used to buy Nike running shoes for $150, $160 over a decade ago. So with inflation, these are only $100 to $110. Plus, they're local, even designed in Seattle. Brooks headquartered in Seattle. I'm a Seattle child and live in the Seattle area. You know, I really could not have asked if there's like a perfect first shopping experience at a place. I had it today, and I was Roadrunner Sports. So thank you, my Aunt Annette, for giving me that coupon so I could have this experience, and thank you, Roadrunner Sports, for providing me with a wonderful experience and a wonderful pair of shoes that I am excited to go out and use on the road. And I texted my Danette and sent her some pictures and like told her that I had gotten the shoes and stuff. She's like, and you can think of me from step one. And I'm like, from step one. My Aunt Annette. Because of my Aunt Annette and for Arna Anderson. So there we go. Anyway, happy health. That's my health and wellness check-in for this week. A little bit different, kind of fun. At least for me. I hope for you. Happy health and wellness to you whenever you're viewing this and wherever you're viewing this from.